Good morning, church family. I thought I'd share with you a little bit of a devotional that the kids and I did the other morning before they started their homeschooling for the day. It's from James. James 4:13 says, "Come now, you who say, today or tomorrow we will travel to such and such a city and spend a year there and do business and make a profit. Yet you do not know what tomorrow will bring, what your life will be, for you are like a vapor that appears for a little while and then vanishes. Instead, you should say, if the Lord wills, we live and do this or that. But as it is, you boast in your arrogance. All such boasting is evil." And I was thinking about this because so frequently we say, it's like a cliche, it's like one of our Christianese things that we say, if the Lord wills and the creek don't rise, like those are two different things somehow. But we say these things and we kind of make it flippant and kind of trivialize that truth. And I thought during this time when so much of our plans are disrupted and so much of the things we were going to do, the travel, the profits that we were going to make, the such and such that we were going to pursue, have been disrupted. And it got me thinking about this verse and about what it means for us in our lives. And I guess the take home for me here is that we're only here for a little while, and the time is precious, and we often fill it with so many things, and we never stop to ask, are these the things that God would want us to do, or are these the things that just fulfill our selfish desires and make us comfortable? Fundamentally it's a form of godlessness, which I think I know I'm guilty of sometimes, and many times actually, is just forgetting that I'm not master of the universe. I am a child of the King, but He's on the throne, and I need to stop and take stock every once in a while, and every once in a while, I mean every day, to make sure that I'm doing the things that God would like me to do. And I don't know about you guys, and I don't know if you even ask yourselves that question. I know I don't do it often enough. Am I doing the things in my life that God wills? Do I even think about Him? Do I think about the coming kingdom at all? Do I think only about the things that impact me right now and affect my comfort? And so I think this is an amazing time. It's unprecedented. It's also an excellent time to maybe ask yourselves and your families those questions. Are we on the mission of Christ, or do we consider Him and His kingdom as we go about our business, as we watch these television shows, as we maybe complain about what we can and cannot do? Or do we seek ways to do the good works that God says He's laid out for us beforehand? And so the good news about this thing is that God does everything for our good and His glory if we're in Him. And so we need to be about the business of figuring out, what is it during this time that God wants us to do? Is it to rekindle relationships with those people that we're kind of trapped with right now, the ones we love, the ones that are closest to us? Maybe we need to reset some family dynamics. Maybe there's some things that we've just allowed to creep into the way we operate with each other that have become unhealthy, and we don't even notice until we're around each other. Maybe it's time to have those hard conversations about what we're doing in life and what our goals are, and do they align with what God has. There's a quote from Spurgeon which is helpful: "Unless we purposefully live with a view of the next world, we cannot make much out of our present existence." So regardless of how successful we are and how much we think we've made through our own strivings, if we don't have that continuous view of the next world, there will be great disappointment for some when they get there. And I think Ben in his Easter service covered that pretty nicely, where there will be a day when we give an answer for what we did and how we reacted during times of trial. And if you turn back to the first verses of James, it says we should consider it joy when we go through these trials, because this is where the spiritual work happens, is during trial. So anyway, I just wanted to share that with you and tell you guys that we love you. We're the flowers are blooming. It's beautiful out here. It's a little chilly this morning, but we miss you all desperately, and we're waiting patiently but with anticipation for when we can meet again. And until then, I pray, my prayer for you is that, and all of us really, is that we would just renew our focus on God and figure out what He would have us to do with our lives on the daily. All right, take care.